something has been attacking us for the purposes of degradation of our species, of our minds, morality, sexuality, of some of the most important foundational aspects of us as humans, as beings. Now, when you start really looking at this, it starts to show you, holy shit, we have quite literally been at war. We have been at war and we haven't known it. We have been at war, and in our ignorance, we didn't see it. We didn't understand it, because there's no guns and bombs in the war that I'm referring to that has been going on all around us, all over the world for the last couple of 100 years in this context I'm referring to. And during that war, there are other smaller wars where men and women, or men are fighting against each other using guns and bombs and planes, and the military does its thing of, global risk and all that stuff. But the larger war has been perverting and attacking us in the areas where we're ignorant and weak, and or more easily driven to, led to, whatever word fits, the more animalistic side of the human being. Half animal, half human, think about that for a second. And these perversions and attacks have been multifaceted. They've had multiple uses. They've done multiple things, and they just keep doing it in different ways. They've either injected perversions or levied attacks upon us as a species relevant to our sexuality. And it's so important. People don't even understand why that's important. They just think, ooh, hot chick, getting your hump on. Oh no, our sexuality is so much deeper than that. They've attacked us or injected perversions into areas of our knowledge, our education, our spirituality, our minds, our perceptions, our societal and cultural structures, and turned them into things that wise men have said this is all perverse. They have injected perversions into the minds and levied attacks upon the developing children of our species upon the earth. And then they have driven us, led us, manipulated us into cycles of war and conquering and just lots of killing each other. They've injected, pun intended, into the human experience pestilence and disease and convinced us it was God. Then there's been these resets where we get set back several hundred years, reset. And you can think Great Flood, to the degree that you've done any research on mud floods, then there's been asteroids, and there have been things that have taken place on this planet that have set humans back hundreds, possibly thousands of years. The proverbial send you back to the Stone Age kind of shit, where you have to start from scratch or get set back hundreds and hundreds of years. As I have thought about this, as I have looked at this, it started to become clear. Wow. Whatever it is that's in control, whatever it is that's doing this, understands human on every conceivable level that there is, and knows that in order to control us, in order to do what they've done, you must deceive us at the most foundational layer, or the most foundational level of our being as 3D sentient humanoid type creatures walking in this place. You have to deceive us there, because we are beings that are capable of intelligence, logic, deductive reasoning, looking ahead, looking behind, intuition, feeling our way through things. We're capable of some things. So you keep us ignorant, number one. That prevents us from tapping into a lot of the things we might otherwise be capable. But to control us, you must deceive us at the most foundational level of our being as 3D beings, and that being our beliefs, because we are mind-based beings here in this 3D meat sack. You could say we're spirits having a 3D experience. I get all that. But as that is, you see and experience life through the vehicle of this vessel. You look out your eyes. You are conscious to whatever degree that you are. And hang on one second. And that is all taking place in mind. Your beliefs, what you think, what you perceive, all resides within mind. So our beliefs are the place where you start attacking us, and you start doing it when we're young. When you do this long enough, for a couple of generations, the process starts to perpetuate itself, because the parents that were raised through all of the manipulation of the foundational beliefs of the child, through childhood, through adolescence, into young adulthood, through adulthood, bang, have a child. Now that child's probably going to, because it believes these things, teach its children the same things. So what's going into the foundation of the child is not good, right, accurate, information. It's lies, misinformation, deception, all this stuff. Give me a child till it's 7 years old, and I will give you the man, says the Jesuit priest. It all fits. It all fits. I think it was Ignatius Loyola or something. I forget. Look it up. Search the quote, give me a child till it's 7 years old, Jesuit priest. It'll come up. About 500 years ago, 550 years ago, somewhere around there, that quote has been memorialized since then because it's a representation of what they knew then when you sit there and think about it. So they have been going after us at the most foundational level of our beliefs, at the most foundational level of our being, which is our beliefs. And you must begin the process when we are the children in order for this to work. Then, after or while you are feeding them and ensuring that the information that is going into them while they are developing is inverted, perverted, misinformation, disinformation, lies, blah, 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 blah. Then on top of that, you add traumatization. So you traumatize the shit out of them. And then you break up the family unit. You break up the communities that would have otherwise been the tribe to take care of the children, to raise and influence the children if the family unit was broken up. You break up the whole thing. Step away from what it is that I'm saying and just look at it from a 40,000-foot view. Consider what I've said, and to the degree that you have the knowledge that gives you the understanding of what it is that I've said, take some time to process what you have seen unfolding in this world for all of your life. And ask yourself, what's in control of this world? On a lot of levels, it fits and parallels the whole concept that the Christians believe, that Satan is the prince of this world. And when you understand the satanic archetype, you know, the Church of Satan, the satanic people that control the world, and all the horrible diabolical things they do to kids, to people, they're all psychopaths, they're all probably aliens that we just see as humans like they showed us, and they live. They've been showing this to us. They've been showing us truth and fiction for a lot longer than people realize. And unfortunately, because most humans still remain ignorant enough to see the entertainment industry as entertainment rather than, the most awesome mechanism of mind control and influencing this aspect of the beliefs, the perception, the ideologies that come from beliefs. You can use Hollywood, television, mass media, radio, pornography, all the stuff. You can use it all. And when you are dealing with a species that's born ignorant, and they have no idea, let alone the perception that the people who are controlling all the mechanisms that are providing them the information that's creating, that they're taking in, that's helping to create their version of reality, their understanding of themselves, as limited as all the crap that they're taking in is not rooted in actual fucking reality at all. And it's making it so that we are being handled, treated, and manipulated like sheep, like cattle, like animals, like all of that stuff. And that is kind of the ending of the first part of this, and I'm going to segue into why do you think, this will be part 2, and it's going to be all in this monologue, but it's just the second half. Why do you think such profound efforts would be undertaken to manipulate and control mankind throughout thousands of years? Manipulating us with religion, manipulating us with politics, and rulers and the ruling class, and constant control, constant war, constant blah, 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 manipulation of money, manipulation of land, just always control. There's always centurions or cops or just the evil pricks that are willing to go out and do killing and murdering of their own supposed people so that some other asshole that says he's in control can have his will be done and fuck all the rest of us that have our own free will. It's just sickening. This is what it has always been. Always, always, always for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Let's just call it. Let's just go with a window of 10,000 years right now. You know, there are those that believe and those that know that this whole Luciferian doctrine, this whole Luciferian agenda possibly goes back much, much, much further to 25, 27, 30,000 years or possibly beyond. It's some really interesting and unfortunately some really dark shit. But when you start asking yourself, what would elicit such efforts? What would cause whatever it is that's doing this to us, for as long as it's been doing this to us, such motivation to do what it does? Feel me? What the hell would cause this to happen to our world? Why would we attract this to us? What have we done? This seems like a prison planet. What have we done to become imprisoned? Why? Why would we live on a prison planet? What would seek to take the time and effort to build a prison planet for us mere mortals? Think about that for a second. What would take the time to build, to architect a prison planet, and then within it, the beast system. And within the beast system, all of the things that imprison us. Money, the mental control, the mind control, the stuff they do to drive us to wars and kill each other, and the perversions of our minds, and the sexuality, and the energy, and the ignorance, and all this stuff. Why? And as I've sat there and thought about this over the years, certain things started to come to me. And it's only recently that my mind was able to put it all together in a way that makes sense. And I think it's something that most human beings should be thinking about, should consider. So here's the second part. Much of this is going to be things that you will probably heard me talk about to varying degrees for everybody that's listening to this that may or may not have followed my stuff for any period of time. Why would all this happen? Why would there be so much effort, so much money, manpower, years, all this, why? Because of us little flesh sacks, right? Us little meat sacks, blah, 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 blah. And for those who have the Christian-oriented belief on this, you got to ask yourself, this has been going on for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Why would some rift between quote-unquote God and Lucifer basically turn Lucifer's efforts towards us for thousands of years? Why wouldn't you just go and deal with the God thing? There's just too many questions about this that don't make, when you think about them, the answers, it's just none of this shit makes sense. So maybe it's just been part of the deception put here for us to keep spinning our tails on, so we won't think about this for any deeper or higher level. It's just God and the devil, and we're just caught in between the whole thing, between God and the devil. And when I talk about God, I'm talking about this Yahweh Jehovah thing that is told to people in the Bible, the Allah thing that's told to Muslims in their Quran, this whole thing that these religions have been given. These are the ones that I'm talking about in this context. And sadly, the religiously indoctrinated people will look upon these supposed gods with, just the brainwashing of religiously indoctrinated sheep. And it's a shame because they don't see this and are not capable yet of thinking of this from a higher level or seeing it in a different perspective and realizing it's all been stories told to us to keep us manipulated. But okay, so let me actually get into this. So like I said, some of you have heard me say some of this, but it all ties together. Why would all this shit happen? Why? Why such precision, calculated efforts for so long? Why? Why us? What did we do? We're just, if you look at the world, we're just here doing our own thing. We're not out in the grander cosmic community swinging balls and pissing things off. We're just here, supposedly evolving, right? Supposedly evolving, and all this stuff that I've been talking about, these attacks, the beast system, the distractions, the perversions. This is the stuff that's preventing us from evolving. Yeah, there's a theme going on there where something has so willfully done everything it can to prevent us, and not from a place of let me make it harder so that they're stronger. No. It's nothing about benevolence and love or any of that other shit. Nothing like that because of the evidence. I know that because of the evidence. The evidence. It's obvious. I don't need to be nobody. You can try to spiritually mind coitus yourself and believing things that feel good because they make you fucking feel better, but you don't have any goddamn evidence for it. There's an awful lot of that shit going on this planet because of how deceived we've all fucking been. It's amazing, but I'm asking myself why. So, we have some information on this planet. It is what we have, in the external world. And one of the things that we have that's been with us for a long time is this whole man know thyself statement that most people attribute to Socrates, but it went back before the Greeks to the Egyptians, and it was told to us or given to us by the oracle of Delphi or Delphi. Man know thyself, and thou shalt know the universe and God. So I started thinking about what does that actually mean? What does it mean to know thyself? And when I really started thinking about it, I was amazed. I was in awe at what a vast